And the big story that we are starting the bulletin is with the fact that French serial killer Charles Sobhraj is all set to walk out of the Nepal jail following an order by Nepal's Supreme Court earlier this week. Now, he was released on grounds of old age. The 78-year-old serial killer has been accused of multiple murders in Asia after being convicted for murders of 2 American tourists in 1975, where he spent over 18 years in prison. He will now be deported to France, but according to Nepali authorities, Sobhraj will remain in Delhi Bazaar jail for next 15 days until all paperwork related to his deportation to home country France is completed. Now, Sobhraj was also jailed in India for poisoning a group of French tourists in 1976, but he escaped from Tihar in 1986. A few days later, police arrested him in Goa. He was jailed in India until 1997 when he returned to France. And to get us more details on the story, I'm joined by my editor, Srinjoy Chaudhary. Appreciate you joining us, Srinjoy, on this story that we are tracking here. You know, when somebody like Charles Sobhraj walks out free, of course, this is on the health ground and the fact that he has served many years over, for the cases that he was convicted for. What message does it send across? Will he be setting some sort of a benchmark? Because there are several people still lodged in various jails for the crimes that he has been committed, and he is known to be a serial killer.
Yes, he's 78 years old. There's no dispute about that, and the Supreme Court of Nepal has ordered his release. But the question is, there are murders he has committed in many other countries, including India. He has murders in many Asian countries, as you rightly said, and he preyed on people, then, of course, took away their money and killed them. Now, he was known as the Bikini Killer because of all the women, young women he had killed. Now, the question is, what about all those countries where he's wanted, like India? Now, what happens now? Will these countries, will the governments of these countries stand up and say, well, now that Charles Sobhraj is a free man, we want him. And this is what the police and the authorities of these countries will have to turn around and say to the Nepal government, fine, you're releasing him because he's 78 years old and the Supreme Court of Nepal has said that. Very good. But we want him and he's wanted in our country. So we will have to see what all these countries, including India, do about Charles Sobhraj.
Appreciate you joining us, Srinjoy, with all those details as Charles Sobhraj is set to be released. Will he really be a free man since his past is going to come back to haunt him?